The New York Islanders fall to the Los Angeles Kings 4-1 tonight in what could only be classified as a very, very weird game, very weird game, and a lot about the product that I'm seeing the NHL put on the ice as of late. I know I'm old school and whatnot, but it's just getting worse and worse the whole time. Either one of those goaltender interference calls were just absolutely ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Both should have been goals, especially the first one. Especially the first one. And you know, I hockey to me used to be one of the very most exciting sports there was. Like you would be on the edge of your seat literally. And when your team scored a goal, I have rocketed up out of my chair and almost hit my head on the ceiling with such excitement. But you cannot do that anymore. You can't. Your team scores a goal, you can't get too happy because hold on, will it get called back? Was there an offside a minute and a half ago that we missed? Did somebody breeze by the goaltender and blow on him? I mean, what happened to this game being men down in the trenches fighting her out, scrambles around the net? Yeah, contact. Goaltenders used to get contact all the freaking time, and they battled. They battled like the rest of the hockey players out there battling because it wasn't like you can't touch me. Like seriously, like I felt like like Kemper was King Kemper. Uh, you have touched our king. Thou shall have no goal, and we shall behead that goal from your score total. Thou shalt not touch our king. And it seemed like that's the way it was. It was just freaking ridiculous. So now when your team scores a goal, you can't get too excited. You got to wait around. And then when you finally do realize you're getting a goal, it's anticlimactic to cheer. There's none of that excitement level of, yes, we just scored because 50-50, it could get called back in this pussy league nowadays. And you just never know what's going on. We have a guy tonight, Boquist, out of the game, concussion, no doubt. No doubt it's a concussion. Now, I personally have nothing wrong with that hit. He hit him in the shoulder, which went into the head, which made him whiplash, and that's how he probably got his concussion. I have no problem with that hit, but what I do have a problem with is I just saw Max Siplikov evaluated on by referees and deemed that there was no penalty on a play. Only the very next day, the NHL suspend him for 3 days for the same hit through the shoulder into the head. Same hit. Max gets 3 games. Casey Cizikas picks on a guy 6'7". How can Casey give a headshot to a guy 6'7"? Sure, he was angled down a bit, but holy smokes! Once again, uh, and he gets a match penalty for it. So the consistency of the product in the NHL that they're putting on the ice right now is not good. It's not good at all. It's like it's so terrible that you cannot actually be a fan. You can't get excited when your team scores because you don't know that could get ripped away from you and tear your heart out. And tonight was just an absolute joke. Just an absolute joke. And everything that I see in the NHL, it's pussifying the league so bad. This new age sucks. I'm telling you, it sucks. It was better when men played this game and got in the trenches, dug down, hit each other, fought each other, did whatever it took to win a hockey game. But what I'm having to watch with the NHL right now is just so frustrating. It to me, it is starting to make it become an unwatchable product for me to watch. And ever since I was a toddler, I've done nothing but watch hockey. I loved hockey from the get-go of my life, and to see it come to what I had to witness tonight as a hockey game just blew me away. All right, okay, so enough of that rant. So let's go over it. Gavrikov opens the scoring in the period at 15:33 from Kopitar and Spence. And this was just a beauty all around play by Romanov. It's like he gives just an absolute brutal giveaway. And so what does he do? Well, on the counterattack, he doubles down and takes a penalty. Then we get hemmed in on 5-on-6, and I'm going to talk about 5-on-6 right after I talk about this goal, and we get scored on. And boom, there we go. 1-0. Good job, Romanov. You gave the puck away. You doubled down by taking a penalty, and then you get hemmed in your own end for 45 seconds on 6-on-5 and make that happen. Now, let's talk 6-on-5. Holy moly, holy moly, holy moly. Like, I it is so simple to see. It is so easy to see. And I can't believe that these people get paid massive amount of money to coach in the NHL cannot see something so blatantly obvious and so easily fixable, but they refuse to ever do anything about it. And I'm talking about the 6-on-5 versus the 5-on-6 and how we do it. How we do a 5-on-6 is we basically drop our guys down into a pentagon, all from the hash marks down. And in the meantime, they just pass the puck around on the outside. No pressure being put on the Islanders, but they're just wearing us down. Back and forth they go, back and forth they go, back and forth they go. And we can't get the puck away from them because we're just standing there behind the hash line saying, oh, like we're just going to be 5 little posts here. Let's see if you can deflect one off us into the net, or we're gonna block it, and then maybe we'll touch the puck if the rebound off me doesn't go too far away. Versus how the Kings do 5-on-6. And when we had the opportunities, man. They were right on top of us, right on top of us. We barely had possession of the puck. We had to get the second our guy got the puck, he had to get rid of it because there was a guy on top of him so fast that we never got anything set up. Never got anything set up on the 6-on-5. And of course, they would end up either, touching the puck and getting the penalty called or whatever, or in the later in the game end up doing it long enough to get themselves an empty net goal. And like it's so fixable by the Islanders. You have to pressure. You have to pressure at 5-on-6. We do zero. Oh, how do I do this? Zero pressure. Zero pressure. And usually it's usually the same pattern. They wear us down for a minute and then they score. That's pretty much what happens to us. And like I said, for NHL coaches, like Patrick Waugh and all their caliber and that, not to be able to see what is so blatantly freaking obvious, even to the most layman of people who watch hockey. I mean, hockey 101, like, holy cow, come on, let's get serious. So anyway, we go to the second period and we get some life. Anders Lee scores his 25th of the year. Congratulations, getting the quarter century mark there. Anders from Pajot and Pellick, and it was actually a pretty nice play. Some nice passing, and the reason Anders scored was because he got the shot off so fast. The release was so fast it just took Kemper completely off guard. And then of course we're gonna have our bunch of called off goals. Well, no, Deneau's going to score 16 seconds after not 16 seconds, about 30 seconds after Lee scored to make it 2-1 to rip it out of our hearts. And then we score on the power play. It gets called back. Then we score again on the power play. It gets called back. And then we're on the power play and make a pass back to DeAngelo. Not even a hard pass, not even a hard pass. And that puck went through DeAngelo's stick like that stick was balsa wood. And it just went right through it. I never see anything like it. It wasn't even a hard pass. And of course, Byfield gets breakaway, scores an unassisted shorthanded goal, which is just so typical for the way the whole night has gone. And then after it was 3-1, we score another power play goal, but it's called back on goaltender interference again as well. So freaking ridiculous. And then in the third period, Drew Doughty gets the home field bounce off the glass and scores an empty netter. But once again, the reason being is because the Islanders never got any pressure in that 6-on-5 because the way the Kings play their 5-on-6, they're right on top of you, and we never had a chance. We were just basically lucky to keep the puck in their end, and because they were putting so much pressure on us, and man, they eventually wore us down. So Doughty scores, makes a 4-1 into an empty net, and that's it for the Islanders. So. Uh, not mad at the team. Not mad at the team. Team played fairly well. It was just absolute ridiculousness with the goaltender interference. Like it's just like, wow. Like if you're within sniffing distance of a goaltender now it's goaltender interference. It's just like, come on, man. Like this is ridiculous. Especially that first one. The first one. I mean the Kemper's going with the move. He's going with the move and slides right into Holmstrom. Like, come on, man. And you can, because the contact is initiated just as he's skimming the very top of the blue. Like, what your product sucks, NHL. I hope somehow with my 150 subscribers, this one little piece can can get viral. NHL, your product sucks. You need to fix it. You need to get the referees out of the games. You need to get the video out of the games. Like, abolish it. Abolish it. Make it a way more exciting game. Way more exciting game. Just abolish video replay. Get rid of it completely. There's no need for it. Hockey survived before it. Yeah, there was bad breaks. Even the Islanders benefited from one. Like we all know, Sutter was a good foot offside in that Philly game for our first cup. But who cares? It's the way the game was played, and it's way more exciting as a fan because you're not nervous that your goal is going to get called back and all that. So yeah, let's just do it. Let's make that happen. All right, let's quickly go talk about the players tonight. Sipakov, he was a -2 tonight. I didn't think he was very good at all, but Patrick gave him a little more ice time than normal. He gave him 15.5 minutes of ice time. He got a couple shots on net and a couple of hits, but it's time to get some production out of Sipakov. It's not enough to just say, oh, well, he's playing a good game. I like the way he gets the puck out of our own end. I like the way he forechecks. We need some production of him because he's got some obvious talent and we're just not getting it. Simon Holmstrom, I thought had an excellent game. I love how it's amazing. I how he does it. There's first and second stride that he takes. He turned another shorty into a 2-on-1 tonight that was a 2-on-2, and he's done this more than once. Turned a bunch of 2-on-2s into 2-on-1s, and just his first and second stride, like when he's lined up with a guy right beside him on the 2-on-2, and they're both are tearing up the ice. Man, Simon's first two strides are just so gigantic and big and fast that he just pulls away and it becomes a 2-on-1 almost instantly. So, fairly good game by Simon tonight. 21.5 minutes of ice time. Zeros across the board except for two shots on net, one block shot. So always pretty happy with Holmstrom's game as of late. Duclair, I felt for him, had a goal call back. I could see his frustration tonight. He had a lot of scoring opportunities tonight. So nice to see some life coming from Anthony. He was a -1 tonight, but Patrick saw him playing well too, and which is the reason his ice time was up at 20 minutes, which Duclair hasn't been anywhere near that mark in a long, long time. So he had three shots on net, one block shot. So good game by Anthony. Bo, once again, just a lot of skating, a lot of action, a lot of shots on net. And he had five shots on net tonight, had a couple of hits and skating like the wind, but just no production. No production is great to make all those things happen and that, but eventually you got to start converting. I mean, our finishing on our team is just whew, it's just horrible. But I mean, like I said, he looked great out there. Looked great, but just need to start converting some stuff, Bo. We need that big time. Gatcombe, typical Gatcombe game, 8 minutes and 14 seconds of ice time. He had one block shot, one hit, or three hits, pardon me. And just zeros across the board after that, even on the plus minus scale, which is great for the fourth line. And Engvall, probably one of Engvall's better games tonight, especially the first period. Maybe not so much the second and third. Didn't really notice him as much in the second and third. It's probably because uh, he didn't get that much ice time in the second third is probably why, but he was noticeable in the first period. He was actually making things happen, making some nice passes and that. So I was actually kind of impressed with Pierre tonight, and I don't easily hand out praise Pierre's way. So he had a shot on net, one block shot, and three hits. So he was out there plugging away. Fashing, I thought. This, uh, Same, pretty much the same. Him and Engvall almost identical ice time, but Fashion just one hit. That's all he had on the board for any kind of statistic tonight. But I thought a fairly good overall fourth line kind of game for Fashion for sure. Paul Murray, definitely not Palm's best game. I mean, he had five shots on net and two block shots, but minus two, 23 and a half minutes of ice time. So, I mean, yeah, we need some production out of the first line in that. And I'm not a lot of people were upset with the Honors with their 0 for 8 in their power play tonight, but let's be realistic. They scored twice on the power play tonight. They had two power play goals, and they were both called back in goalie interference. That, like I said, I don't think either one of them should have been called back, but hey, whatever. Kyle McLean came out and played tonight and put zeros across the board, but he did have one shot on net. Did that in 9 minutes of ice time, and he's still a little bit under the weather. So kudos to Kyle for coming out and putting the effort tonight. Pajot got himself an assist, 17 minutes of ice time, got a couple shots on net and three hits. So typical kind of pager night. Had a couple of good scoring opportunities, but he's not really one of the big finishers. Like anybody on our team is not a finisher, but yeah. So he still has 12 goals this year. He's doing his thing. He's doing what he should be doing. Casey Zizekas is an okay game for Casey. He was minus one tonight. He had two shots on net and one block shot as well. So kind of a typical Casey kind of night. Adam Pelech, he had an assist. It was a nice pass on the play to Anders, which put him one of our rare players in a plus tonight. So Adam was a plus one, 2 minutes of ice, or 2 minutes penalties, and 16 minutes of ice time tonight with two hits, but one giveaway. So I think the giveaway cut down Adam's time because other than that, I thought he played fairly well over, someone like Romanoff who would have got 20 minutes of ice time tonight. So because Romanoff was bad, he had two giveaways. On that second goal, yes, Butch wanted to blame Siplikov a lot, but when he dropped that pass off for Romanoff, Romanoff just was not ready for it and didn't accept the pass properly and turned out to be another giveaway. And lo and behold, it was in the net 40 seconds after we had tied the game. So not a good night for Romanoff, but like I said, I thought maybe except for that one giveaway, Pelech was pretty good. Tony DeAngelo minus three tonight, but he logged 25 minutes of ice time. I don't know if the minus three is really on him so much. One's definitely the empty netter, and he did have one shot on net, but he had three giveaways. So defensively, not Tony's best game at all. Pollock minus two, 18 minutes of ice time. He just has not been playing well. Just has not been playing well. One blank shot, one hit, and one giveaway tonight. And I don't know. Maybe all that ice time at the start of the year just wore Ryan down. I thought Dobson looked pretty good out there tonight. He's been looking solid since he's come back from his injury. Three shots on net, one block shot. Yeah, but he did have two giveaways tonight, so you can kind of expect that of you guys who take the high risks. A lot of times will be high in the giveaway. But I see Romanoff with his two giveaways, and those two giveaways that Romanoff had tonight were both goals. So So, statistic is a statistic is a statistic, but when you're 2 for 2 on goals on your giveaways, Romanov, you're doing something not right there for sure. He did have 3 shots on net, 2 block shots, and 3 hits, which is kind of typical of his game. But the giveaways, and it's just not tonight. It's just not tonight. I've been noticed the last 5, 6, 7 games, he has been having a rough go in the giveaway department. Boquist only played 7 minutes and 51 seconds of ice time, probably for sure took a concussion, I would think. Had one giveaway on the evening. It was short-lived. Let's see if somebody's going to be assessed a 3 game suspension, even though I don't think they should be. I thought it was a good hit. I really did. I thought it was a good hit. So just leave it at that. Sorokin, well, he kept us in early, but 903 save percent. It's just nothing fancy, nothing great and whatnot. So that's some nice goals scored on him. Not a lot he could do about it, but still, just a average game for Ilya. So anyway, bottom line, that ends our West Coast trip. We go 1-2, winning the first game against San Jose, and then losing to the Ducks and losing to the Kings, and we're on our way back home. And we're on our way back for a really, really tough schedule, which would probably keep us even lower in the standings, which as of right now may not be such a bad thing. I thought they entertained me tonight. I was pleased with the Islanders. I was disgusted with the refereeing, like with the video review and all that stuff. Just absolutely disgusted in the product that I was watching on the ice. But I definitely wasn't disappointed in the Islanders. I could see the effort there and they were doing everything they could. And they don't have a whole lot of talent on this team, so doing the best they can and a good effort, and I'll be happy with that. And I definitely thought that they put in a good effort. So, yeah, there's that. So anyway, I hope all you guys and girls out there take care and peace out.